Today for this webinar called the 30-Day Metabolic Reset Challenge. And I want to challenge you today to increase your energy, get rid of the brain fog, and decrease those extra pounds that you've been trying to lose over the past few months and years. We're going to talk about how to do that here at this webinar. So thank you for joining me today, and let's get right into it. The reason I created this challenge is I've talked to so many patients in the clinic that have wanted to get in better shape and get better energy, lose weight, and they're really struggling. And I thought, I can share my insights. I can share what I've learned from being a chiropractor for 31 years, the marathon training that I've done for around the same amount of time. I started training in my 20s, so I've done marathons for 30 years. And the health coaching that I've done with people for lifestyle changes. So I want to share with you what I've learned, what I've applied to my own health, and what you can do to help yourself. So my personal journey through marathon training and the personal challenges I've had with losing weight, getting in better shape. I wrote about them in my book called The 100-Day Diet on Amazon. And there's certain things I need to do to change my body composition, to get myself in better shape. And I was just sharing this with my assistant that my mother passed away a couple of weeks ago. It was really sad, but when I met with the priest after the service, we were talking about the soul and where does the soul go after someone passed away. And one of the things he said was, your body is like a vessel. It is the home for the soul when you're here on the earth. And I thought, wow, that's profound. Like, we need to take good care of our body because it's the house for the soul. We need to respect it. It's something that God created. So I was like, yeah, this is really good. I'm going to add this perspective to the work I do here in the clinic and the webinars online. So if you want to boost your energy, shed the excess pounds, and maintain or gain muscle mass, this webinar is for you. I'm going to talk about a 4-week plan to reset your metabolism and rejuvenate your health. So what is metabolic flexibility? Let's talk about this first. It's the ability to switch between burning carbs and fats for fuel. So the body has two types of energy. You could think about it like going to the gas station for those people that drive. Most of the gas is regular gas, 89, 91, 93. But there's diesel as well. And you can think about sugar as 87, 89, 91, let's say. And you can think of burning fats as burning diesel. Let's use that analogy. So you want to be able to switch on. You can control what your body's doing. You want to be able to switch from burning carbs to burning fats. And you just need to know how to do it. And that's something that I wasn't taught in school. It took me a long time to figure this out. And I'm going to teach you that as well as some other things today. By switching fuel sources and losing extra pounds, your energy is going to pick up. Your fat's going to get burned off, and you're going to be able to control and reduce cravings because you're going to break some of those cycles that you've had and some of those habits and cravings that you've had over the months and the years. So we can use this hybrid analogy with the body, and I like that fuel choice as a good metaphor. Okay, so the 5 core pillars of the reset. Number 1, time-restricted eating. So we want to begin to fast a bit. That means just controlling when we're eating. And the 12-12 fasting window means you'll eat for a 12-hour window and you'll fast for 12 hours. So I would check with your healthcare provider before you start this. Make sure you don't have a medical condition or medication that's going to stop you from doing fasting or be dangerous for you. So you've got to check with the healthcare provider first. But I was able to start with the 12-12 fasting window when I did this, and then I quickly moved to 16-8. Now, 16-8 is not eating for 16 hours and eating for 8 hours. And my 8 hours were 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So depending on your schedule, like I work later till 6, so I wanted to be able to eat when I got home. But the earlier in the day you eat, the better. So if you wanted to do a 9 to 5 eating window, that's totally appropriate. Then you just can't eat in the evening. And that can be hard for some people, especially when they're hungry or have cravings just before bed. Now you want to hydrate as well with electrolytes. Ensure you have adequate fluid intake supplemented with essential electrolytes. So make sure that you're getting enough water and electrolytes, because when you start to change your diet, you're going to get those cravings. And if you're dehydrated, that can lead to more cravings. So it's really important to drink enough water. And I have my water right here. Drink water, take your electrolytes, and do that first thing in the morning and throughout the day. I like these big water bottles because I can keep them on my desk. I know if I finish the water bottle, I have drank enough water throughout the day. The other thing is, for a macronutrient balance, you want to focus on protein-rich meals to support muscle maintenance. So you want to focus on eating enough protein to build up your muscle, to sustain muscle. Protein also cuts down the cravings. It shuts down the hunger center in your brain. I call it the satiety center. So it'll do that, and it's going to really help you to switch gears here with your diet and your routine. Movement and mobility, very important. Get regular physical activity and do flexibility exercises. Now, just going for a walk's good enough for now. If you're not walking, get out there for 10 or 15 minutes. Do that first thing in the morning just before bed. That's a good start. If you are walking or you're running a bit, just extend the duration a little bit. Today I went for 10K, but I've been trying to get out there a little farther, like 20Ks lately. And that's really good for the body because it's going to strengthen the muscles in the joints. It's going to burn the fat, and it's going to increase your metabolism. Even when you're sleeping, your metabolic set point is going to be higher because of your physical activity. And then sleep and stress management. You want to prioritize quality sleep and effective stress reduction techniques. Definitely, stress can lead to cravings and eating. Some people eat when they're stressed. So we want to address that with people who do get the cravings when they're stressed. So kind of learning new ways to deal with the stress, accepting some of the stressors that you can't change, and then getting extra sleep. You need 7 to 9 hours a night. Everybody's different. I need about 7. So if I'm not getting 7, then I have to take a nap during the day. And I have been doing that lately just because I've had some extra stress with my mom passing. So sometimes I wasn't sleeping the best. And then during the day, I would take a nap 30, 60 minutes. And that would reset me, especially at lunchtime. So very important. So week 1, I want you to reset and start with fasting and hydration. Try the 12-12 window. You can progress to 16-8. There's other types of fasts if you want to do a little bit of research. There's different ones. There's ones where you can eat during the week and fast on the weekend. There's all sorts of different ratios. But see what works best for you and check with your healthcare provider, of course, before you start. I want you to drink at least 2 liters of water a day, supplemented with electrolytes. And I like to put the electrolyte right into my water. You can take a tablet. There's some pill forms that I've used as well, so that they can be very helpful. Try not to get sugary drinks like Gatorade. That defeats the purpose. So don't go for that standard electrolyte drink like Gatorade. Look for something that's healthier, that doesn't have the sugar. And then you want to monitor water intake and journal your daily feelings and your energy levels. So I would just set up a simple spreadsheet, monitor how much water you're drinking in week 1, journal your daily feelings and your energy levels. So 3 columns there. If you need help with that, I can provide you a handout. You just have to let me know. You can jump on one of the coaching calls we're going to have this month. We're going to do weekly mastermind groups on this topic. And then I'm offering some one-on-one coaching as well if you're interested in that. So I'll talk to you about that at the end of the webinar. All right, so week 2, macro focus and easy meal planning. So for the macronutrient split, at the beginning, go to 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% healthy fats. That would be like monounsaturated fats, some saturated. Try to cut down on the polyunsaturated fats. So what that means is foods like maybe olive oil, monounsaturated. A little bit of butter is okay. Maybe mix in butter with olive oil if you're doing some cooking, or if you're eating a salad, instead of putting vegetable oil on, put olive oil on. So you can make some simple changes like that that would really help your diet, and go for those monounsaturated fats. Avocado oil is good too, avocados. But you really want to start making some of those shifts right now with the macronutrients as well as the healthy fats, and get the sugars down, the carbohydrates, and then increase your fiber. Make sure you're getting around 30 grams of fiber a day. Sample meals include protein smoothies, grilled chicken bowls, nutritious snacks. The benefits are experience steady energy throughout the day, support muscle maintenance, and reduce your cravings. And the timing of when you're eating is important too. So I like to eat around noon. So that would be the first time, 11 or 12. Then again, later in the day, maybe when I get home from work, and then have a snack in the middle. A smoothie would be great. You could have a protein bar, but again, check the ingredients, make sure the ingredients are good. And while we're talking about that the more natural the food is, without additives or colors or preservatives, the better, because the body doesn't recognize those foods as natural. The body was built to burn fuel efficiently that's natural from the ground, or, let's say God-made rather than man-made. So very important that you're eating foods that are natural. If you have chemicals or preservatives in the food, it's going to be harder for your body. The liver is going to have to detox that. It may not burn that efficiently in your cells. You can think about it like wood in a wood-burning stove. I remember we moved into this rental when we first moved to this province, and we had a wood-burning stove to heat the home in the winter. Some of the wood, which wasn't dry, it was kind of wet or poor quality, it would smoke a lot when I put it in the fireplace. So it would have a lot of like byproducts when I burned it. The dry wood, and the more dense the wood was, like fruit tree wood, like cherry wood or apple wood, I'd put that in, it would burn with so much heat, burn so clean, and very little smoke. So that's a good analogy. You want to put that really good fuel into the cells, and that's natural food and what I'm talking about today. Week 3, movement and yoga. So in your exercise routine, incorporate strength training, doing some push, pull, and leg combos. That's kind of like common practice now, is to do one workout a week with pushing, like chest press, one workout a week pulling, like lat pulls, maybe it's bicep curls, and then legs on the third day. So squats, things like that. The research shows that the more weight you do, physical activity like that, the better your body's going to burn fuel. So the metabolism and the set point will increase, but also longevity. There's a lot of research showing that hormones are released when you weight train, like testosterone, and it's going to lead to a long-term better health, stability, and strength into your, as the decades go by, into your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Yoga, very important for flexibility. Add a 10-minute yoga session to enhance flexibility. Do that on the off days, the 3 days where you're not doing the exercise routine. Fill it in with the yoga practice. And the key focus, Prioritize consistency over intensity to build sustainable habits. Just get started. Something small, something easy that you can do. Week 4, work on your mindset, journaling, and accountability. So in your morning routine, start a gratitude journal. Lots of research saying if you start a gratitude journal, you're grateful for what you have in your life, the people around you. It's going to lead to a much better experience than if you're complaining and focused on the problems. So you really want to start with a morning routine and a gratitude journal. The evening reflection, assess your mood and reflect on daily achievements and challenges. It's good to do that before bed. You can write in the same journal, in that gratitude journal, how did the day go? Be honest. And then you might want to make some changes, like some tweaks to that, that could really help you on a daily basis. So maybe you, as you're writing that and you're reflecting on it, you're like, yeah, you know what? I could do this and that might be better. Try, experiment a bit. See if you did something differently, would it lead to a better outcome? And then accountability. Partner with someone or join a support group to stay motivated. I talked to you about that earlier. Join our mastermind group just for 4 weeks. We're going to meet once a week for an hour, and that could be very helpful to you. So real life happens. Let's troubleshoot. So common setbacks are addressing challenges like social events. Maybe you're going out for dinner and you're not sure what to order. Look at the menu before you go out. Decide on the foods you're going to eat. Even use an app like I use Macros app, and I've been really enjoying it. It's I'm just going to pull it up here to let you know the exact name of it. I've got an Android. Macros First, it's called. You can get it on Apple too, and use that Macros First app to track your macronutrients. You can look at, it'll tell you how many grams of each ingredient you have in that food. So how much carbohydrate, fat, protein. You can look at it like a point system and use that breakdown that I shared with you earlier, the 40-30-30, to help you to set your macronutrients for the day. Strategies. Implement light eating days, make smart food swaps, and shift mindset to overcome obstacles. So light eating days, meaning the intermittent fasting we talked about. You might also want to cut back on certain foods that maybe you're eating too much of that are not good for you. For perspective, view slip-ups as learning opportunities rather than failures. So you're going to make some mistakes, forgive yourself, learn from it, and improve yourself going forward for the next day. For tracking wins and celebrating progress, use some metrics to monitor. So what is your energy level like? How are your cravings? You can measure your waist to see if you're losing some centimeters or inches. And what's your sleep quality like? I use a scale of 0 to 10. 10's the best, let's say. 0 is the worst. So how are you doing with sleep? I would say last night my sleep was around 8 or 9, so actually pretty good. But you'd want to keep track of that in your journal. Non-scale victories recognize achievements like improved focus, better mood, and increased vitality. So these are things that are not quantifiable. They're more quality of life. And encouragement, emphasize the importance of consistency over perfection. Your next step is to join a coaching group or do some one-on-one coaching. So I've given you a blueprint today. I've offered you a spreadsheet that we can send you to track your progress. Now you can join me for the next 30 days, starting on July 1, in our mastermind group, which is available on a weekly basis, or one-on-one coaching. And I have a limited amount of spots for one-on-one coaching where we can work together to make those changes. To book some time, you can reach out via phone or text at this phone number right here, or you can go to our website and book a time, send us an email, and we will be happy to help you to make some changes to reset your metabolism, get more energy, reduce the brain fog, and get rid of those stubborn pounds. I hope you enjoyed this webinar today. and we'll see you soon.